There are a couple of things I want to make clear before I even get started here. First of all, no matter what criticism you may hear of the Israeli government, and you will hear some, Hamas is to blame for all of this, not Israel. Hamas is to blame for the Israeli casualties, of course. Hamas is also to blame for the destruction in Gaza. Granted, it's been Israeli forces that have been doing it in order to try to root out the terrorists, and civilians have, of course, suffered as a result of that. But keep in mind, there was a ceasefire in effect on October 6th. Who broke it? Hamas, with a massacre that has been called a pogrom, and I've looked up the word and I've looked at the history. It's exactly what it was, a pogrom, and the worst terrorist attack that Israel has faced, or that the Jewish people have faced since the Holocaust. So that's one thing. The other thing I need to point out is, though I do write for an organization called the Media Line, what I'm saying tonight is not representative of the Media Line, it's representative of me. It's my views, my conclusions, my analysis. But I'll preempt one of the questions I'm always asked when I give a lecture and we talk about the media, which is another lecture. I'm not doing that one tonight. And the way it mistreats Israel, and the way it misreports the Mideast conflict, and the way it gets practically everything wrong, and we're seeing that over and over and over again now. I have a lot of words for that. As I said, that's another lecture, but I just wanted to point out that the Media Line is a nonprofit organization. It's a .org. It has an opinion page, which is where I write. It has news pages where I don't write. It separates opinion, even analysis, from news coverage. And the news coverage is fair and balanced. Don't want to use those two words together. It might have a context, but you know what I'm saying. It's an old-fashioned news agency. And if you're looking for something that represents reporting in Israel the way it used to be back when I started in the 70s, I highly recommend the Media Line. Take a look. It's themedialine.org. You can't miss it. So, with that as a preface, here's what I'd like to talk about tonight. And I have to say that some of the material I'm going to show you and talk about is going to be hard for you to take. Well, imagine it's a lot harder for me to present it. These are things that have to be said and have to be shown. We have to know them. We have to know how to deal with them as best we can. First, I'm going to talk about what it's like to be an Israeli these days. Then, how Israel has handled the worst atrocity against the Jewish people since the Holocaust. And finally, where we go from here. And just as a teaser, so you'll stay around to the very end when I'm going to get into this, I have a way to define it away.